They have a 1-game advantage. They only need to win once, whereas Mineski needs to win twice.
I bet SGS fans, Shen, Karthus, Tristana. They have to ban out Tristana or Karma.
Tristana, dude. They're going to get rid of Tristana.
We were talking to Kaigu earlier, back when he was right before he played against the Saigon Jokers, and he said he's very scared of picking up that Karma now because these teams, Sentinels and Saigon Jokers, they know how to counter it, which was a very, very early blue buff in vain. So he's a bit scared to pick that one up. But Tristana, man, 11-0 and a lot of assists.
Dude, that was a 60-minute game with not a single death. To stay alive throughout a game, that's tough. To stay alive throughout a 60-minute game without dying is insane.
It sure is, and I think Mineski as well, they might ban Barris. After the plays Chowie has made, oh my goodness, Rumble being banned out.
They're going to take out Rumble since 2010.
Since 2010, Rumble being played by Tofu since 2010.
I think they want that though. They want to get rid. I think SGS wants Rumble to get banned. I think they fully expected it.
I think so too. I mean, Tofu's played it all tournament. He's been playing fantastic as well.
They had to have seen that coming. There's no way they could have, not foreseen that. They've left Tristana open. And I think that's fine, to be honest. I think if EXO picks Tristana, they're going to be ready for it. I think EXO might go for that Tristana, but SGS seems to be more than ready for it.
So ban Hallelujah and Tofu and Chowie from the all targeted bans, all coming in from Mineski. Shen, Sand, and Malphite also banned out. All 3 champions that Mineski have played very well. The Malphite was incredibly scary in the first game of Mineski against the Singapore Sentinels. It was scary. Snowy played a fantastic Malphite. And I believe Mineski were really unlucky in that game that Chowie beats it out a few plays and was able to continue to the next team fight, and live with still help each time. Sorry being locked in by Sentinels, I hope.
They haven't locked it in yet, but are they going to try to lock out Diana from Yume? Yume's been playing a really, really solid Diana and Rise.
And Rise as well, and HY can play Rise. Tofu has played Rise as well before, so not champions SGS are unfamiliar with. But Yume, he's been spot on with both of these champions. I'm quite surprised that no bans have been given to them.
Right, I mean that completely baffles me as well. They've left the Karthus pick open. Singapore Sentinels hates to deal with those global champions. So they took out Shen, but they left Karthus open. I don't know if they're going to replay that Karthus. I personally really liked HY's Karthus. I mean, he didn't play superb, but it was a solid champion. It did help out coming into the late game with that Requiem.
So we're going to see what 2 champions Sentinels decide to go with next. Snowy picks up the Jarvan. Definitely going to be jumps up.
Ooh. Fizz. Could they go for that Fizz?
Fizz might be picked up here. Kaigu has surprised me. First game he played Nasus, and we criticized this Nasus jungle.
Right.
Because he's being counter jungle by Lee Sin. Then he picked Lee Sin every single game. He's played Lee Sin and Karma right after that, and that's about it. And he's played Lee Sin very well.
Are we going to see an Udyr? I really highly doubt it. I think more likely we may see, as the jungler for the Singapore Sentinels, something along the lines of a Vi.
He will lock this in. There we go, Udyr.
Oh my god, Udyr.
Locks in Udyr. GG. There we go, Udyr being played most likely by Hallelujah. Can still go to the top lane, but I do think Hallelujah will pick this one. I've seen Hallelujah's Udyr only once. So it'll be interesting.
Wow. And they've gone for the Lissandra pickup. So really, they've got some of the favorite picks that they like. They've got Zyra, they got Lissandra. These are some of the favorites of Darkness and HY. But we're still waiting to see how this team forms up. They can go either way here.
I like the Lissandra and Zyra pickup into Udyr though, because Udyr has no strong gap closer. Only the Bear stands to give it a little bit of a gap closer.
Right.
And cannot be used on the same target multiple times over a few seconds. Lissandra and Zyra can lock people up for a long amount of times and many people at the same time. Doing this will allow Hallelujah to close that gap, get the stun up, and get a ton of damage down onto whoever he wants to.
But this Ezreal pickup is going to be a problem as well for Udyr. Because
so is Jarvan.
Yes, actually, I think that Udyr is going to have a tough time this match. He's going to get kited all day long.
A lot of professional teams like to use Udyr as the main peel for the AD carry, because if somebody's diving on the AD carry, they must get up close and personal. They can't kite Udyr and the AD at the same time. It's like another extension of the AD carry, which is great for the Sentinels themselves, because so far, Chowie has been MVP.
Teemo.
Every GPL game, every time. I'm sorry, guys. It's not a Teemo.
Teemo, no, he's not going to pick Teemo.
I will go home now if he locks it in, because he's never locked it in before.
No, he has never locked in the Teemo. He's always trolling, pretending to pick the Teemo, but Renga, nah, not happening, not happening. I do not believe in the Teemo and Renga.
That is more like it.
Oh, Renekton.
There we go. And we've seen this. I don't think Mineski knows of Chowi's assassin twitch.
No, Chowi's twitch is fantastic.
He plays him like an assassin. He plays him yellow submarine style from the Korean meta, but with no submarine. He goes in alone. He doesn't need a Shen ult. He kills whoever he wants without it.
Right, and we're now going to see Yume possibly lock in that Rise. I think this is a very comfortable pick here for Mineski. If they do go for this, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise.
It sure wouldn't here. Mineski might, I think he will. I think TG will lock in Rise for Yume there. I'm pretty certain of it. He should be comfortable going up against HY in the mid. The HY will have that range, but TG will have a lot of bursts to counter out for that.
Right, so at this point they picked up the Renekton. Renekton is an awesome, awesome early game champion. I think he's going to give Jarvan a run for his money. And in fact, Tofu's experience has had a lot of experience with Renekton. For those of you who aren't familiar, Tofu's actually played Renekton since 2010 as well.
Renekton has been one of Tofu's favorite champions as well.
Right.
And as you said, he's really good on him as well.
Right. So I'm kind of confident for that. The Udyr pick, I'm a little bit on the fence about.
I remember this time last year, both in the Season 3 qualifiers and the Greener Premier League playoffs, this point in SGS's games, the final games, we would always think, is there going to be a shield comp? We haven't seen that shield comp ever been brought out ever since the changes to Karma for SGS.
Right.
No shield comp today as well, but this is something very new from Singapore Sentinels.
I'm just worried that Udyr is going to get kited all day long, because look at who he's going to have to go through to get to that blue bill Ezreal. There's just so many people. Rise is going to lock him down with the Rune Prison, followed by, you know, Ezreal getting the slows on him. I just don't see how Udyr is going to contribute very much.
I really think that Renekton needs to be the frontline champion. He needs to go in with HY and lock down as many people as they can.
Right.
They need Zyra to peel or also contribute to that lockdown with HY. I think Hallelujah needs to be Chowi's personal bodyguard. I think Hallelujah needs to be in the back, the extended leg of Chowi to help him out, help take down whoever is diving on him, deal the damage they need, take down the front line, then charge to that back line, and that should help Singapore Sentinels out.
Right, so you think SGS is going to be playing more of the defensive side. I agree too, because if it comes to kiting, there's just no way that you can catch on to Mineski. They've got too many ways to get out. Once Ezreal finishes up his blue bill, he's going to be beast. And the crowd goes wild.
No more Thunder 6 ever. Thunder 6 should be banned at all LOL events. It is going crazy here, but the atmosphere of this crowd is amazing. There's even drums up here somewhere, and they've been going off a lot the past few games.
So it does look like the teams are going to head out.
Wow. The cheers to the Singapore Sentinels. The home crowd of Vietnam are cheering for the foreign Singapore Sentinels, the ones that came here for blood, for the revenge, for the Saga Jonas taking their spot last year. They're so close, they just have to take down Mineski. Mineski are a newer team in League of Legends. Some players have been around for a long time, but most people have never heard of them. They are the underdogs. They've been playing fantastic this whole tournament, and they look to put up a good fight against the Singapore Sentinels this game.
Right, they're going to just sit on the tri-brush ward here. Singapore Sentinels is going to be well and aware of the fact that they're going for that red invade. Chowi has to be a bit careful.
They're going for this red buff. Once again, looks like Singapore Sentinels have done their homework on Team Mineski. We saw when the Saga Jonas invaded in the same path, they had a ward there at low 1 to spot it out. This time they have it once again in that tri-brush.
It does look like that invade is going to steal the buff of the Singapore Sentinels. How will SGS respond to this? Kaigu wants to get that red buff. Darkness, you're going to take a very big risk to check out that red buff. No, he's going to decide against it.
Sentinels are going into server. They're standing right on top of a ward though. Chowi has no idea that Mineski are here. He has to be very careful.
He spotted it out. He spotted them taking that red buff.
be very careful. They just want to go anywhere close. Kaigu here gets the red buff. We'll be able to take that one without using Smite. Hallelujah has to use his Smite on the red buff of Mineski. Kaigu might be going for a gank.
Right, they're going to go for a low-up fight here. Oh no, they're going to get sandwiched by Kaigu. Kaigu could come in here. Darkness may be in trouble. They flash away. And that's going to be 2 burnt flashes for the Singapore Sentinels very early on in that lane. Let's see whether Kaigu is able to come back around and make them pay for that mistake.
They know, Mineski know that Taoi's bottom lane, Mineski, sorry. I know that Taoi's bottom lane are incredibly strong. They try to gank him out early, force 2 flashes from this bottom lane, and that is crucial for them to try and win out this bottom lane.
I think Chowie has like 1% crit runes. I just saw him crit out of nowhere.
Chowie gets a crit off in the finals to go to the qualifiers. That would be one incredibly lucky crit.
Right, so over the top lane, you can see Tofu being a little bit aggressive here. A little bit of a different mentality in terms of the builds that both of these players have gone for. Tofu's gone for the Doran's shield. Oh no, gank coming into Holiday. He's got that glacial path though. He's gonna get really low. Are they gonna be able to get the ignite? Oh my goodness, Yume was out of range of the ignite. He could have killed HY there.
My goodness, so much aggression coming
what
up from
is he doing? He's gotten cut off from EXO. They might see some aggression from Darkness coming in without the support here to protect EXO. He's in a 2v1.
No aggression comes out after that. They do force TG to walk the long way around, deny some EXP away from that support zone, and Chowie pushing out of lane very quickly, and we just saw Lee Sin, Kaigu on Lee Sin, putting a lot of pressure in the jungle, at bottom lane, now at mid lane. Only lane he has not touched is top lane, and we see Hallelujah actually moving up there.
Right, so this top lane here, Hallelujah trying to do some counter jungling. He's going to try to go for those wolves, but they aren't around. I think this could be an issue if Rai starts to pick up too much in the early game. HY obviously not having much of an easy time controlling him. He's level 2 compared to the level 3 Yume here. And Yume is really exploiting that. 2 levels above right now. They need to get some help in here for HY.
Something we didn't talk about at the start of this game was Udyr started with a Doran's Blade into this jungle. It's a lot of damage. He might be able to get the gank on. Lee Sin's nearby as well. They'll stun onto Yume. HY is going down. He has an igniter. So is Yume. First blood goes to Udyr. Kaigu will pick up the constellation kill. Both junglers trading.
That is going to give a little bit of gold down to the 2 junglers. Actually, Yume was the one who picked up that kill. Hallelujah, getting some good damage on the Kaigu. What is he doing? He's going to have to wait for that safeguard to come up. Hallelujah wants to go for blood here. He may be able to pick up this kill. Is he going to flash for it? No, he decides to play it safe. That Sonic Wave does land, but Kaigu would be a bit suicidal to go in for that.
He definitely will not follow it out without resonating strike. Udyr is going to lifesteal. I don't think he should push this way. Bottom lane though.
TG could be in trouble here. Chowie is in trouble as well. The exhaust goes down on EXO. Will EXO be able to find Chowie? He's looking for it. Chowie comes out of stealth. He pops his barrier. EXO is popping his own barrier. Chowie will go down.
Poor communication coming up between Darkness and Chowie there. Darkness wanted to turn around and fight that one because he had barrier and Darkness's passive was there. Darkness missed the passive onto EXO.
Oh, Hallelujah is going to find Kaigu. Kaigu is going to go down. That was a brilliant catch there from Hallelujah. They may be able to dive Snoy here. Tofu is about to hit level 6. That means that he's got his dominance up. Instead, he's just going to push this tower out. Hallelujah will head back. This game is already crazy. Here at the 6-minute mark, 1,000 gold lead for Mineski.
SCS, Chowie and Darkness once again are behind in that bottom lane. We saw that when they played the Saigon Jokers. Hopefully though, they can pull out to this late game or try and come back into the lane. But Ezreal has a BS sword 6 minutes into the game. Chowie only has that long sword and Doran's.
That is crazy. BS sword 6 minutes. The trades are going to be heavily in the favor of EXO. Especially since he's got that Ezreal, he can take Mystic Shot, pot shots. Yume here could get caught out. He does not have his flash. Let's see whether he decides to get a little bit aggressive. They're going to go in here. They get the stun off. They're going to try to go for the kill on Yume, but HY isn't level 6. He's popped the Desperate Power. They're going to be able to pick up the kill. Hallelujah there. Could be in trouble though. Kaigu could be able to pick up that kill. Chowie is going to pick up a kill on X.
Chowie! My goodness, once again, they're able to do out the spotlight. He had a BS sword ahead of Chowie. They picked up the kill mid lane as well. HY, and Hallelujah with extreme mechanical ability. They're locking down that mid laner. Very unfortunate for Yume as well. Kaigo was so close.
Just as it was looking grim for the Singapore Sentinels, they come back from the dead.
Oh my goodness. How do you do out a bottom lane that has over 40 AD above you?
I don't even get it as well. Tofu right now engaging with Snoy. Snoy's got to be a bit careful because Tofu does have that dominance. He also has that level advantage, which Snoy doesn't. So he's going to have to play a bit passively here as Tofu does a good job zoning him out. He's got about 20 minion score ahead. They may be able to lock down on Darkness here. They're going to try to look for him. Kaigu comes in. Darkness is going to try to retreat upwards. He doesn't have backup coming in. Oh, the Dragon that finishes him off.
Good play there coming in from Kaigo. Was able to catch out Darkness going in to put a ward down. Darkness tried to juke out the Resonating Strike and moved himself in a really bad position. That allowed Kaigo to just really auto-attack him, not even have to threaten him with that Resonating Strike and Sonic Wave.
Right, Yume helped out a lot too. Hallelujah going in here for the kill on TG. TG not yet level 6. He's allowing Chowie to go for those shots. X-Punch goes down. Will TG go down? Exo may go for the kill here on Chowie. Kaigo's coming in. They've become too aggressive. Chowie gonna try to kill off Exo. Is he gonna dodge that last Mystic shot? Where is he? Oh my goodness. They get killed. Slaughter in the bottom lane.
So much over-aggression coming from Sentinels. They just got back to that bottom lane. They didn't need to go that aggressive onto DG. They had a ward in the river. They should have known that Kaigo would come in for the counter gun.
What was that aggression? I just don't understand it.
I mean, Sentinels are a really aggressive early game team, but that was over-aggression. Way too zealous, way too greedy.
Oh man, and all for support there. I think they kind of forgot that EXO is sitting on that BF sword. He hurts like a truck.
Sofo here is farming out the top lane. Has a sizable minion score advantage compared to the top lane of Snoy. And Snoy played a crucial factor in a lot of their wins today.
Right. Thankfully, Hallelujah's Oracle's Elixir that didn't get dropped even though he died, thanks to the patch. He's going to be able to head up in there for an invade. He's only level 6, whereas Kaigu is 7, so it might be a bit dangerous for him to do that.
Oh, it's too... No, it's not. I just misread the number 6 there. They're even level at this bottom lane. Has that Bilgewater Cutlass, so even in kills, EXO has a slight minion score advantage.
Oh, nice catch onto EXO. They're going to be able to put some damage down there. Exhaust comes out from TG. I think that's the signal for them to get a little bit more aggressive in this lane, but they need to curb it because too much aggression could lead to risky plays.
This is what has been happening in this bottom lane. Chowie has been playing too aggressive. At all times he can live safely if he just backed away early on or not going for a really aggressive flash, but he has died twice so far. Finally this one will get taken out by Hallelujah.
Well, Hallelujah has gotten a lot of mileage from this Oracle's Elixir. He's been clearing up these wards 24/7. You can see Mineski TG that drop another ward, which Hallelujah is just going to gobble down. It's free gold for him. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Tofu is still keeping up this pressure on Snoy. He's slowly pulling ahead. But it seems like Snoy is winning out in these trades now.
Snoy does have that Chain Dash and Cloth Armor and a Doran's Blade, so he will be able to get the damage down and resist some of Tofu's in return. Tofu is building up towards that Sunbar cake.
Oh, there comes the aggression from Snoy. Tofu has his dominance. He's not even going to use dominance to get... Right. I mean, Snoy is just so afraid of Tofu right now. What do you think is holding back Snoy? He was high on health, Tofu was about at half health, and he chose not to go for the kill.
I think Snoy really wanted to just get the minions and play it safe. He has no wards at that top lane. If Hallelujah was anywhere close, even though he was spotted at the bottom lane.
Oh, in comes the gang. EXO has got a cut out. The Stranglethorn comes in. Oh, he's going to go down. The Spray and Bray catches him out. Chowie there with the long range snipe. And they're going to go in. They're going to go in for TG. TG's in trouble here. Chowie will pick this one up. Oh no, he can't get the last hit. He's going to take tower damage. Kaigu comes in. Kaigu's going to look for blood, but he's alone. That's a 1 versus 3. Calm down, Kaigu.
That was another check of the auto attack. Chowie checked his auto attack there, didn't get it off. He stopped to throw it out, but moved too fast.
Meanwhile, at the top lane, it's Tofu versus Snoy. One-on-one, Tofu's popped his dominance. He's going in here for the kill. I don't think he has enough damage to finish off Snoy.
Will push Snoy out of that top lane though. He has to recall. There's no way he can fight up ranks and has full health. Actually, he stays. Wow, he's going to try and hold out this tower. Tofu might be able to get some damage down on it.
Right, he needs to get this. He needs to stay though, because Tofu is slowly but surely building up this advantage. While Tofu being so aggressive, even under the turret. Mineski's Snoy didn't even bother to knock him out. The dragon, however, may get picked up here by Mineski. Gonna boost their lead even further. Now they've got about a 1,500 goal lead.
Dragon Pail will be good for Mineski. Hallelujah and Tofu at the top lane. They will even it out with the pickup of the top tower, which is a great play, great strategy and play from them.
Nice cast there from Chowie, but he takes a lot of damage from that poke. We're going to see a catch here onto TG. Darkness positioning is so good. They've managed to pick up that top tower. I love how Darkness just waits at the cliff side to be able to land that grasping root. Catches TG completely off guard and gets a little bit of extra damage there. It's small things like that that win the lane.
Bottom lane looks fairly even right now between the two teams, but now it's level. All four members at the bottom lane are above level 6. We'll have those ultimates to play with.
Meanwhile, at the mid lane, it is in the advantage of Yume. I tell you, Yume has been so strong this match. I'm surprised that Singapore Sentinels allowed him to pick up that rise. In goes Tofu onto Snoy. Takes a tower hit there. A little bit unnecessary. I think that he should be playing it a little bit safe, but I guess he knows where Kaigu is and he's not afraid to push the lane.
I love the Renekton pick against Jarvan. Jarvan does very well against champions. He can burst down early, or he can get good ganks off on early. Renekton is quite a safe top laner, can sustain himself, is very tanky and has high damage output and has a natural ultimate, an ultimate that naturally can save him just like a fort pot.
How is this Lissandra and this Rise going to come into this game? What do you think they're going to have as an effect on this match? I think Lissandra's going to be great for shutting down people, and she's going to have a lot of AoE engagement power. But Rise, his one-on-one damage is going to be unbeatable. I really think in a bit of trouble here, getting poked from Sona.
I really think once again that Lissandra should pick up that Zhonya's Hourglass a bit earlier than HY is intending to, just because he'll be the front line with Tofu and Hallelujah trying to lock down people. He needs to be able to survive through the single target burst that Mineski has.
Well, he is going to get targeted by Rise in all these fights, I reckon.
Exo here at the bottom lane.
Yeah, Darkness just hugging that bottom lane turret. There's not much that they can do.
Not much they can do right now. The poke coming out from Exo might be able to put some pressure on them on the tower, but now they both have lifesteal. Be very, very even unless one gets a good engage onto the other or a gank comes down.
Meanwhile, at the top lane, we do see Kaigu picking up that red buff. He could easily swing over and try to go for Tofu. But I think Tofu's at this point where he's really tanky and tough to take down, that if they go for that attempt, it'll take way too long to finish him off. Oh, nice catch there onto TG. They got some great harassment there, Darkness. But EXO is doing so well as well. Last game we saw his Tristana just tearing apart the Saigon Jokers. This game round, his Ezreal here has performed similarly well. Lovely mystic shot onto Chowie. Chowie there forced to think about his positioning there.
Dragon will be up at 18:31, so in just under 3 minutes time, we might see both of these teams contest for it. And if they do, I think Singapore Sentinels have the upper hand because their team composition suits them for the early game as well as the late.
Hallelujah has kind of winding down on these ganks. He hasn't been able to pull one off in the last couple of minutes. So has Kaigu. Kaigu really not taking advantage of that early game power of Lee Sin, in my opinion. He's got those 2 kills and 2 assists, but after that, he kind of really slowed down.
Look at the gold advantage. It's even now. Only 700 gold in favor of Mineski right now. Once again, though, I think Hallelujah
may got caught here. In comes the pass. They're going to Dragon's Kick HY. Where's the Frozen Tomb? He Frozen Tombs himself. Is he going to be able to get that Ring of Frost and get away? No, they get the pickup on HY. They might try to go in for Kaigu, but I don't think that's the wise choice there. They should be able to put some damage here on the turret, but no, Snoy's going to come in and shut that down. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Stranglethorn gets a hold of EXO. EXO is going to get taken out. TG now in trouble. The spray and pray being used here. Darkness is going to have that roots up. And that's going to be it. Bye-bye, TG.
Oh my goodness. Everybody's been giving the Chowie praise. But Darkness right there was the man of the hour. Hitting that max range grasping move was essential to pick up the second kill of Soda, and blocking down Ezreal under that tower was beautiful play.
Yeah, the Stranglethorn, when we came over, we saw them dropping down from the Stranglethorn. So Darkness there must have landed a really nice ult, because they just got decimated by Chowie. He popped his spray and pray, and those prayers were answered.
They sure were sprayed all over the place as well, picking up 2 kills. One went to Darkness, one went to Chowie. Does not matter. They will be able to push for this bottom tower. Gives them a little bit more map control as well for the Dragon that will be coming out very shortly.
Right, a minute before that objective is up. HY has been doing all right, but Yume really is the one that I'm going to be looking out for here, because he's going to just keep scaling and scaling, and the scaling rise is no joke.
I mean, look at the play that Yume and Kaigu just made at the mid lane. They were pincered by 3 champions from the Silver Sentinels. They kicked one into tower range and then snared him there as well. Picked him up, went down 1-for-1 in a disadvantaged position.
Right. I'm a little bit surprised that HY didn't manage to pop his Frozen Tomb a little bit earlier. Was he unable to use that on himself?
I thought it would have been the first thing he did as soon as he came out of that stun, of the stun that happens when you do get kicked and knocked up through the air.
Right. But he didn't, so he actually took more damage than he had to. Chowie now back in the lead here at the bottom lane. He was behind, but now he's got about a 500 gold lead. So Chowie really able to make these comebacks as the AD carry, and it's important because he's the backbone of the team here for the Singapore Sentinels. Team compositions here in SGS usually revolve around him, and for good reason.
We have Kaigu here standing on top of a pink ward. They don't know that he's there.
It's their own pink ward.
Yeah, so nobody from Singapore Sentinels knows that he's there. Singapore Sentinels need to be careful about. Here we go. Holiday is coming in from the back, and he plays.
He knows they know he's coming. He's here to contest the dragon. He's not there for the gank. And they're going to start on that dragon. But this time round, SDS is here in full force. They're going to go in. In goes the grasping root. They caught onto Sky. Hallelujah goes in with the bear stance. Are they going to go for the engage? They decide to back off.
Look at all the wards.
They're still contesting for this. SGS is split up. Kaigu could go in here. He's going to go in for Darkness. He flashes and misses. He wants to go for that Dragon's Rage. Darkness gets caught out. They pick up the kill. Oh, beautiful pickup there from Kaigu. Just so much aggression. Now it's 4 versus 5. They don't have the Stranglethorns, and that makes them very, very much at a disadvantage.
That was fantastic play from Kaigu there. HY got caught off already.
Oh my, the pickup onto HY. Now Snoy is going to jump right onto Chowie. Chowie chased away by Snoy. Tofu forced to get out of there. Hallelujah goes down. SGS crumbles under Mineski, who will now pick up the dragon.
Singapore Sentinels were split up from the start. They managed to make Mineski back away from the dragon, but they never stuck together. And from that, Darkness got picked up. Then Hallelujah, then HOS, right? All for Sona, and Dragon went to Mineski as well. The gold is still very even though, only 1,000 in advantage to Mineski.
Right. So many plays being made, but the gap just does not seem to get very far. I mean, Mineski right now just has this small lead. I think both teams here are very, very close in terms of their early to late game potential. Only maybe a little bit more in favor of. I wouldn't say there's any favorite for late game potential. Who do you think has the better late game here?
The only reason why I think the Sentinels have a better late game is because Zyra, Twitch, Lissandra, and I think Udyr will scale much better than Ezreal and Lee Sin. I think Ezreal and Lee Sin might pull down the late game potential of Team Mineski.
Right. But that rise has been really good for them this game. Let's have a look at where some of that gold is sitting on each of these teams. Chowie is the richest on the Singapore Sentinels. Over the side of Mineski, all of that goes on rise. That's not a good thing.
We're not going to see a blue bit out there either. You see the Zeo being picked up. Most likely going into a static shift from EXO.
It's a smart pickup because EXO realizes that he can't go Bluebill Ezreal. He can't afford to not scale well. The traditional AD carry Ezreal is going to scale a lot better and deal more damage in that late game where it counts.
I thought he might need to go Bluebill, especially against Tofu and Hallelujah. He could pretty much kite them for days if he wanted to, and if he did go for that Bluebill.
Meanwhile, TG here taking out a couple of wards. Is he going to cut them off at the top lane? No, Tofu and Hallelujah are going to be able to get out of there. This game is back and forth action all the way. Such a close game. The exciting grand finals here at the Southeast Asia Season 3 qualifiers for League of Legends. This will decide who gets to represent Southeast Asia in the World Championships, Season 3 World Championships in the US.
So far, every single game we've seen today has been this close, all the way to the finish.
Well, Tofu could be in a bit of trouble. That glacial pass comes out, but they don't engage in the cases. Tofu will get destroyed. Hallelujah now in a bit of trouble. Oh, the pickup from Mineski. They're devastating. In comes Kawi with the spray and spray. He's getting good damage in there, but he's going to have to avoid Yume. Oh, the catch from Darkness. They still managed to burst down. Hallelujah, though. And that is going to be a good pickup for them. They're going to be happy with that. It's a 3 for 2.
This is what I love about Mineski. Every time they see a tanking champion caught out of position, they will just burst them down regardless. They've done it in 5-on-4, they've done it in 5-on-5 situations. They love to just kill whichever hero they can see.
Right, they're not afraid to use those ults.
They sure are, and they took down Tofu so fast there. Charlie there.
Oh, Charlie goes over those flows on Tiger. They managed to get the grasping roots. This is going to be a scary fight there. I think Tiger as a bruiser will be able to offer a lot more support than Darkness.
Darkness here, gonna try and do what as much as he can. Takes down that ward. No members of Mineski are at this minute to do the tower that they just took place. That just took place against Singapore Sentinels.
Oh, that was such bad coordination on SES. The glacial path went in. HY was supposed to go in, and he didn't. And Tofu obviously thought that he was, and he went himself and just got melted.
Very surprising. Poor communication coming out from the Singapore Sentinels there. Very interesting to see what the next play between the two teams will be. Dragons only up at 26 minutes, so another 2.5 to go before that's up. Other towers are available for the taking in the mid lane, and top. Actually, Singapore Sentinels has all the towers up. Mid lane tower still available for Mineski though.
My goodness, this game is closer than close could be. Mineski really needs to take out a tower. They're at 0 towers right now, and that's the only reason why they're still behind on gold. They've got those dragons to pull them back in, but they haven't taken out any towers.
Udu is at top lane. Mineski can potentially poke down this tower or go for a hard initiate.
Right, this is a 5 versus 4 fight. It is under the turret though.
Udyr needs to either split push this lane incredibly fast or run down the bottom lane and help out before they dive them.
If he runs down, he's got to be careful though not to get caught out. His items are kind of weird right now, Udyr. He doesn't really have any tankiness at this point. He's kind of in limbo.
He does have the spirit of the ancient golem, which will give him a bit of tenacity, health, and some regeneration for his health and mana, but not too much to say. He needs to pick up that Age of the Legion and to lock it up Iron Solari, which we see Kaiju has already picked up on his 417 Lee Sin with an incredible amount of minion score.
Let's have a look once again here as Mineski just continues to barrage down on this turret of the Singapore Sentinel. They have the poke ability thanks to Ezreal, and they're just abusing that Mystic Shot. Darkness managed to get a nice route onto Yume, but that Banshee Zeal is going to negate it. Is Tofu going to engage it? He catches onto TG. Where is the Crescendo? Crescendo locks down HY. They're down 1 out right now. Darkness gets a Stranglebond. This is a good one. Sawi's at the back lines with the spray and pray. He's getting everybody here. EXO is still alive though. Hallelujah going for the catch onto Kaigu. It's the 80 carry versus the 80 carry and misses the Sonic Wave there, Kaigu. And EXO is going to be forced to go on the retreat.
That Sonic Wave from Kaigu was crucial to stop Chowie from advancing even further onto EXO. It made him micro back away from EXO and Lee Sin and save his teammate there. So with this 2-for-3 exchange, they will be able to take down this middle tower.
Right, nice pickup here for SGS. They're slowly gaining back that ground which they lost. And it's just incredibly tense right now. Both teams are so close. Dragon's going to be up in just about 5 seconds. And then we're going to see the Singapore Sentinels possibly get back in the lead if they pick this up without any troubles. Of course, EXO there may try to stop them, but I don't think so. He's not got his 2-sub barrage.
That was very shame from Mineski there. We've seen every single game they get a good initiation, they'll go through a bit, or if they get a good disengage, they'll disengage completely. Crescendo was used to disengage, and only Renekton went in and didn't even use his Dominus there. HY got cancelled and was not able to jump into the middle of the team, but they still went through and got caught by Darkness.
Right, Darkness's Stranglebond was perfectly placed right there. It caught out the entire team, and they couldn't advance to help. The spray and pray caught all members of the team, and that's what they can't let happen. They need to let Snoy do what he did to the Bangkok Titans Jae-Young, where he just jumped on Jae-Young's face and sat on him. Jae-Young couldn't do anything. That's what they need to do to Chowie.
definitely what they need to be doing here. Chowi was left the whole time to spam play in the back. Only in the later stages of the team fight was Tiger able to warn him off and away from EXO there. Ravenous Hydra once again being picked up by Snoid, so he does pack a punch and he can potentially dive into the back line of the Singapore Sentinels, which is good. Is what Mineski need.
Right, I'm not such a big fan of this Renekton pickup from the Singapore Sentinels though. They did shut down Jarvan early on. I think it's going to start falling off come late game.
I don't like Renekton as a champion in the pick. I think just because Renekton will fall eventually, it just becomes a brick that people can't ignore. But if Singapore play him out well and use him in these mid-game team fights, I think he can pack a punch and tank a lot of damage for the Singapore Sentinels with a combination of HY and Hallelujah in the front lines.
Right, let's see whether they're able to use that alligator to its full extent here. Hallelujah just camping at that top lane, making sure that Snoy doesn't gain too much ground with that push. Meanwhile, HY and Chowi are working on this split push. Oh, they're going to go for the fight here. They might try to catch Hallelujah. He splashes out straight away. They miss the flag spear combo. And because of that, Hallelujah gets away. That could be the signal for Chowi to push up in this bottom lane. We're going to see Yume come in. But will Yume be able to go one-on-one with Chowi?
But can he duel him out? That's the question. We've seen Chowi assassinate people before, but this is an AP carry here. Manchester is still upward. Not going to matter too much. Actually, it will. If he does not get a sponge, that's a chunk of damage disappearing from Chowi. He's just pushing in on the tower, though. He has to be incredibly careful, but HY is poised nearby.
Right, and meanwhile, EXO is waiting as well. This is both teams trying to mind trick each other. It's an insane game right now. You can see just the amount of prediction and mental games being played on either side.
Mineski still do have that early game lead ahead of the Singapore Sentinels, but Singapore Sentinels are still very much in this game, and it's still incredibly close between the two teams.
Right, they're just hanging in there.
No, Darkness, run. That thing will kill you, as it has killed so many people in this tournament.
Oh, Chowi gets caught here. The Glacial Pass comes in, but it's too late, too little. But EXO will go down as well, I think. Hallelujah is going to stick to him. HY picks up that kill. Now Yume's on the run. So it's a trade of an 80 carry for an 80 carry there. Now Darkness could look for Yume, but he's going to play it safe and back off instead.
Shutdown roll did go to HY as well, and if HY can snowball this game, get really strong, he will not only be the main focus of Mineski, but they will leave Chowi alone because they need to shut down HY, and he has picked up that Sonic Hourglass.
The thing is though that he's been caught in the crescendo one too many times, and if he gets locked down, he's not going to be able to use his frozen team. If they kill HY before he uses his spells, that could mark the end of SGS in a team fight.
But if you think about it, one person caught by Darkness grasping roots here will spell doom for him. You have the Protest here on top there, the knockout from Zyra's ultimate and Tofu, Hallelujah, and Chowi raining hell down onto them once they're caught in that grasping root.
Yup, Hallelujah, you gotta give up this turret. No way you're gonna be able to hang on to this. And he does give it up. Mineski picks up yet another turret. Now they've evened out the turret score 3 for 3. They've got that dragon advantage. Now you can start to see that advantage that they built up from taking dragon is blossoming. They're at a 3,000 gold lead.
Gonna see a HY try and run up to the top lane, try and get some farm for himself. He's been doing okay in terms of minion score, but Yume is incredibly far ahead in terms of minion score and kills right now. Lots of gold will be going on to him.
Yume has got 3 full items set up. He's actually got 4 if you count those boots, which he's upgraded. And he shows no signs of stopping. He's 12,000 gold right now. That is insane. He's
Sure
really,
is.
really fast.
Rise has ramped up way too early. Singapore has to be very, very careful when they engage onto Mineski, especially if they don't catch Yumi or Ezreal off early on.
Are we going to see this chance to go to the World Championships stolen away from SGS once again? I hate to think about it, but it could happen. Mineski is looking really strong here, and Chowi, he's not been able to carry the game like he did against SHA just yet.
They are grouped up in the split lane. Darkness is slowly running back. Hallelujah is in the backline, so he might go in. No, he does not. Bear stands and runs away.
That Banshee's Veil on Yume is very annoying. It allows him to just go in there and poke without fear of getting caught, as long as he's got that up. Snoy takes some damage here from the plants of Zyra, but he's a tank, so he's just going to shrug that off. He's got that Frozen Ghana and EXO. That is a big pickup. He's going to be able to slow them down and kite.
A lot of poke going down between the two teams right now. EXO Not getting so much poke down onto Singapore Sentinels, but just enough to keep them at bay. Nobody really chunked in terms of health right now. It really mean the initiation that will decide which team wins these team fights.
My goodness, could this game be any closer? It's just so tense as both teams don't want to push. They just want to play it safe and gather as much of a lead as they can before they do something. But I don't think that there's going to be a chance for that, because SGS is not going to let Mineski get any further ahead. They might get caught here. Sona reveals the positioning of herself with that Hymn of Valor.
So he needs to get back there fast. He's running as fast as he can to join with the team. Now Super Sentinels can potentially take that Dragon away from Mineski, but they do have control over it right now. Chowie is starting on his red buff, and Darkness has to go home. They might be able to sneak this one in.
Right, I don't know why they're not going to defend that Dragon, but it does seem like they will give up the Dragon to Mineski. Mineski here potentially thinks that SGS is doing the Baron. They don't have vision of it. They might be thinking that, but
I can just miss his Resonating Strike.
The Sonic Wave will just make sure that nobody's doing it.
The Sonic Wave missed Baron though. I didn't even see if it was there.
He's certain not. He saw them pop up around the map, so he knew that they weren't there. But yeah, he missed that Sonic Wave.
Chowie's still farming out this mid lane. Has some decent items. Infinity Edge, Blade of the Ring King, and a Zeal pick up already, and a hot part to boot. He's going to be packing a punch with his spray and pray later on.
Yume is just scaling and scaling and scaling. He's got 844 gold right now. He's going to be going for his Frozen Heart next. Zowie as well, scaling pretty well. He's got his Infinity Edge. Once he gets that Phantom Dancer, he's going to be probably outscaling Ezreal. But right now with that Frozen Gauntlet, Ezreal is such a huge threat to the bruises of the Singapore Sentinels. They're not going to be able to catch him with all of that slow.
And look at the build differences between the two supports. Zyra's gone for Haunting Guys and Sorcerer's Roots. Sona here's gone for that Mikhail's Crucible.
Oh boy.
No.
Are Mineski thinking about this?
No.
No, they're not. They're not. They are not thinking about it. They've got their 80 carry taking the Dragon solo. SGS is not going to do anything about this though. So EXO will pick up this Dragon very nicely here. Kaigu moving in to catch somebody, but it's going to be a 4 versus 5 if he does that. Tofu walks right into the enemy team, but they don't want to engage on him. He's too tanky after all.
Darkness needs to get out of that choke there. If he gets pincered by Mineski, might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's been putting himself in a couple of dangerous spots this match. Got to watch that positioning.
Onto Kaigo there.
They aren't going to engage there. Tofu goes in, but decides to back out. Oh, the poke onto Chowie is insane. He gets chunked down to half health with just a couple of Mystic shots.
I wonder how these fights are going to start. I don't think if Mineski tower dive, I think if they tower dive, they might lose out quite significantly in these fights.
Right, they don't need to tower dive though. They've got great poke and they've got great sustain with that Sona. It's really hard for SGS to engage. You can see here, they're just going to poke down that turret easily. Oh, in goes the engage. They managed to catch on to EXO. Where are those Stranglethorns? They will come out now. Snoy there tried to get onto Chowie, but Chowie has successfully kited him. He tries to land that final attack. Oh, in goes the Sonic Wave. Chowie will go down. And this time around, it looks like Mineski is going to be able to ace on the Singapore Sentinels. Mineski.
My goodness.
Picking up the ace.
Mineski played that fight out so fantastically. Chowie got shut down by Snoy alone. He couldn't do anything there. Kaigo got the last Resonating Strike onto Twitch to pick him up right at the end there. Mineski are going to pick up this inhibitor. They can potentially end the game right here.
They could. There's 20 seconds on the clock. Will Mineski go for it? They're going to play it safe. They're going to play it safe. They're going to back off. And EXO just misses that arcane shit.
And we saw SGS got a really good initiation onto EXO there, but he flashed an arcane shift right out of there. The Frozen Tube did not land. HY didn't even use it in that fight.
Right.
That costed Singapore Sentinels a ton.
Like I said, that's what's been happening. HY hasn't been able to use that ult of his. A lot of these fights, he's been going in when they go for that catch. Yes, they caught EXO, but they didn't catch TG. And TG just straight away crescendoed. That turned the fight around. Now there's an 8,000 goal lead here for Mineski. It's a massive, massive lead. SGS has got to be scared because right now Mineski's just going to come right for them.
Not just jump from 2,000 to 8,000 gold. Oh no, Darkness.
On Darkness. Darkness misses the flash. He's going to get caught out here. That's going to be the Baron.
That might signal a Baron.
Yes, that's the signal. They're going to go for it. Without the Strangle Thorns, they don't have as much AoE power as they usually do. They're getting started on it. Baron there. Not really doing that much damage to Kaigu. Singapore Sentinels actually gonna just give up that Baron. They're gonna go for the turret instead.
Right now, Mineski really needs to force a few more T-fights on Sentinels. They're so far ahead. Capitalize on this advantage and go ham.
Oh no, SGS could get cut off here. Yume is coming in. It's a 4 versus 5. They've got the Baron buff. I think Mineski's just gonna be content with going for the push instead.
Singapore Sentinels, what do you think they need to do to come back in this game? Because Mineski are 10,000 gold ahead. They just need to force more fights and just smash through the Singapore Sentinels right now.
To be honest, the game is in Mineski's hands right now. They could easily just keep up this lead, keep up this pressure, and take the game. SGS has very little chance of coming back unless Mineski makes some mistakes because they've got that Rise, they've got that Ezreal. The picks that SGS went for don't make sense.
Singapore Sentinels here, they really need to defend this inhibitor tower at the top lane. Mineski are playing phenomenally this entire game, shutting down each and every avenue of Singapore Sentinels attack.
Right, that Udyr pick is really not doing well for itself.
Punching the wall right now. That's how bad it's doing for the Singapore Sentinels.
Right, he's got to be hitting himself in the head for picking up Udyr.
No, he's still punching the wall. Udyr is not happy.
You're going to see Darkness try to go for the catch. He managed to grab Kaigu, but they're not able to do any damage to him whatsoever.
Udyr taking a lot of poke as time goes by. Udyr's spraying now. That's literally what he
tries
needs
to go for Exo, but Exo quickly arcane shifts out of range. He's toying with them. Exo is just toying with them.
Those blasting runes once he engaged coming in.
Yume's gonna come in from the side. He could catch somebody out here. Tofu tries to go for the engage. Smoy goes in as well. The turret's gonna go down and they're gonna engage. Mineski's gonna start going in. In comes the Stranglethorn. We're gonna see a double kill there from HY. He's gonna go down now though. Meanwhile, Chowry's been at the back line dealing a good amount of damage. Is SGS gonna be able to come back from this one? They've locked down onto Smoy. Smoy's gonna try to get over the wall. He does manage to get away. Are we gonna see Hallelujah catch him out? I think those boots of mobility might be able to let Hallelujah catch him. He's going for it. He's going fast. The bear stance is coming. The bear is coming. I think this is a futile chase. Smoy's gonna turn around.
I mean, look at that fight from Singapore Sentinels. When HY gets a good engage off, Singapore Sentinels do so well in the fight. They're so far behind still. 10,000 gold still behind. But they managed to pick up that T-fight, and that should hold them out slightly, but still behind a huge deficit right now.
Right, they're going to try to earn that back up by taking this turret. But they've got to watch out. That inhibitor of theirs could be in trouble. HY needs to do what he did in that fight. He needs to get in there, pop his Frozen Tomb, get his Zonias off. He cannot afford to die before casting that Frozen Tomb, which is what has happened a couple of times in these fights.
And sure can. Then we saw, if it's only Snoring that is putting pressure onto Chowi, he can handle it. He did that entire fight. As long as Yume and EXO are away from him, Chowi can fight off the top front line of Mineski. But still, I don't think Silver Tails can just fight them outright just yet.
No, not at all. That was bad positioning from Mineski. If Mineski does it right, I think they're going to win this game. They still got that big lead. They still got that 10,000 gold lead. I don't know how SGS is going to be able to come back from this, barring Mineski making some huge mistakes here.
They need to pull out a few more fights. I don't know where they pulled that fight out from. They need to pull out a few more like that to stay in this game.
Chowi now sitting on a couple of big items. He's got his last Whisper up. IE plus PD is going to allow him to deal quite a fair bit of damage as well. But they're going to have to give up this turret. HY is nowhere to be seen. He cannot be caught up there giving Mineski these free turrets.
Two inhibitors are open for Mineski to take. Singapore Sentinels have to force a fight at one of them or give both up.
I think Mineski's got to force the fight here. But they've got great poke, so that actually they can just chip away at those inhibitors.
Sure can.
Baron will be up in about 3 minutes here. Mineski is at the advantage. They are taking control of the game. They control the pace of this match. SGS just needs to follow.
A fight must break out here. Sentinels need to force something. They need to be the aggressors. They need to try and do something spectacular to stay in this game.
They've managed to pop Yume's Banshee. HY trying to look for that pickup. He needs to make sure he doesn't die before the fight. That's devastating. Yume comes straight in. He's gonna get slowed down by the roots. Tofu is gonna go in now. Tofu gets onto Yume. If they take him out, they might be able to win this fight. HY goes in. He hasn't used his frozen tomb. Yes, he uses it. It's not enough damage. He will go down. They're trying to peel for Chowi. Chowi's been locked down on by Kaigu as well as Snoy. Oh my goodness, they land the Sonic Wave, but Kaigu is just not gonna be able to go in there. Chowi goes down.
My goodness, that was a perfect fight for Sentinels. They locked down Yume so hard. Snowy got locked down as well, but they couldn't protect Chowi hard enough. He lost too much health to continue fighting that fight, and he got taken down.
EXO is gonna finish this off. 2 inhibitors down. They're gonna go for the Nexus turret. There's absolutely no reason to. They could pick up that 3rd inhibitor turret, and that will just help to secure the win. Hallelujah is gonna be desperate defending this, but I don't think he can do it. They managed to buy a little bit of time.
But no, Sentinels are such a huge deficit. Even more than they were before, and 2 inhibitors down. They can't keep fighting on this. I don't think there's any possibility for Sentinels to come back into this game. They need to rely on the next game to try and take the finals.
It's going to be stressful for them. This is almost a repeat of what happened last year. I can imagine the mental pressure that the Singapore Sentinels are feeling right now. They came from the winner's bracket where they just dominated.
They knocked out Mineski in the first game. Mineski climbed all the way out of the loser's bracket in spectacular style. And now they're in the finals. It's a repeat for the Sentinels. They don't want this to happen to them once again.
My goodness, this is exactly what happened last year. They knocked out the team that they met in the finals. And then they went on to lose 2 matches in a row. Singapore Sentinels does have that one lucky card though. They have that chance. They have the 1 game advantage. But this is going to be close. Too close for comfort here. Baron will get picked up by Mineski.
Mineski do pick up this Baron up. Now they just have to push straight into the Sentinels base. I don't think there's much Sentinels can do in this fight. They tried to pull out another fight. It looked good at the start, but it just was not enough. They're so far behind, and a Baron up. Mineski should seal the deal.
I think Mineski is going to just power right through this. They've got those Banshees Veil. There's really nothing that SGS can do right now. Tofu and Hallelujah are not having enough of an effect in these fights.
Regardless of who takes these finals, Mineski have definitely gained a ton of fans after today's plays.
For sure, they're going to try to take down this final turret. Little that SGS is going to be able to do to stop this.
They have to go. They have to try and do something. They can't just sit around or they will lose. They need to try something now. They need to do it right now before they die under the sun.
Beautiful catch there onto Hallelujah. They got those pokes down. EXO is playing impeccably. He's just been poking and poking away at the Singapore Sentinels all night long. I know that sounds wrong, but that's exactly what he's been doing. They're going to get the 3rd inhibitor. SGS is going to go down. Mineski comes in to finish this off. They're going to go for that Nexus turret. Hallelujah tries his best to avoid the inevitable. Yume's going to try to go in there onto Chowi. He's going to get taken out. Snoy now in a bit of trouble. Jump right onto Chowi. Barrier gets popped, but Snoy will finish him off. No chance for Chowi to make his plays. That is going to be it. Mineski will take this first game out of the loser's bracket of Phoenix from the ashes. Mineski will take game 1 of the grand final.
Underdogs cause the upset. My goodness, everything's even now.
Mineski.
My goodness, Mineski were the underdogs. Knocked out by Sentinels in SGS's first game. Now everything's even. Last game to play of this tournament. Up next, we'll the Sentinels.
I really think that it came down to picks and bans.
I think
Singapore
so too.
Sentinels shot themselves in the foot.
And they played so overly aggressive in the early game and costing them so much against Mineski. Capitalized it on so well. Well done by them. They played this game fantastically.
Right.